Hello everyone, my name is Esteves, and today I will be discussing features of small groups and features of small groups that affect and are affected by participation. Here is a slide, copy of the slide, you two can share. Here's another copy you two can share. Oh, well, you can share that, and they can share. Oh, right here. Okay, as you can see, this is what we're talking about. There are 5 features of small groups that affect participation. You have cohesion, group size, power structure, interaction patterns, and group norms. Okay, the first one we're going to discuss is cohesion. Cohesion is a degree of closeness among members and the sense of group spirit. Kind of what that means is that people who are tightly linked, they know each other really well, or they committed to having the same goals, is what make a group work. If you kind of don't have that, you kind of can't make the group happen. So that is important when it comes to small groups. Okay, cohesion is important for effective and satisfying group communication. That's the key, communication. And that's what cohesion is. It makes the communication easier and make the project easier for the group to complete. Okay, the next slide we're going to discuss is group size. I'm going to skip around a little bit because I don't have a lot of time, so I'm kind of going to skip through, okay? Is group size. The number of people in a group affects the amount and quality of the communication. I don't know if you ever been in a group where you had a large group size and you have so many different opinions from different people. Then you have some people that disagree, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. The smaller group size makes it easier to communicate. I think it's more efficient, a small group, to have a small group. As group size increase, the contributions of each member tends to decrease. A lot of people hide behind a big group. They won't say anything because there's so many people in the group. So they won't say anything because they feel, I'm just gonna let that person speak. I'm not gonna say anything. So it's important, group size, take this in consideration when you are in a group. Group size does matter when it comes to small groups, with the communication. The next slide. Larger groups may generate less commitment to groups outcomes than smaller groups. Just like I just said, large group I think it can cause issues with communication, because the more people, the more opinions and the more ideas that you'll have to look into. Power structure. Okay, with power structure, you have 2 power structures. You have power over and power to. Power over is the ability to help or harm others. That is when you have like a supervisor or somebody who asks you to do something, but then kind of threaten your job in a way. If you don't do this, then we will find somebody else to do the job. That is what power over, and you do have that sometime in small groups where the supervisor will say, if you don't do this, then we'll find somebody else who will. So that's what power over is. Power over is expressed in ways that emphasize and build the status of the person wielding influence. Again, makes that person feel superior because they are the supervisor and they they feel like they can say things to you to make you do what they want you to do. Okay, power 2 is the ability to empower others to reach their goals. Encouraging people to reach their goals. Telling them, what a good job they've done, and, give them compliments. That's what power 2 is over. You're giving that person power to do better. People who empower others do not emphasize their status. Again, a supervisor, she would not say, because I'm your supervisor, you need to do this. She won't use her status as supervisor. She would just come up to you and say, will you please, take care of this, because this has to be done by a deadline. But she don't say, because I'm your supervisor, you need to have this done. That's what power 2 is. Interaction patterns is important influence on communications in groups. Interaction patterns, for example, it's just in centralized patterns, 1 or 2 people hold central positions, and most of all communication goes directly to them or is funneled through them. That means that you got 2 main people that no matter what, it's got to go through them before a decision or anything is made. So decentralizing patterns are more typical when members are roughly or equal power. So you got centralized patterns. Centralized pattern, 1 or 2 people hold central positions. Almost all communication goes directly to them. That's what I just said, so I'm going to go to the next slide. Decentralized patterns promote more balance in communication. So it makes everything all balance out with decentralized patterns. I said that already? Okay, we're going to go to group norms. Define what is normal or appropriate in various situations. Norms and informal rule that guides how members of a culture or group think, feel, and act. Norms define what is normal or appropriate in various situations. So they kind of all link, centralized and decentralized with group norms. It all kind of comes together as one. A final feature of small group is the presence of norms, guidelines that regulate how members act as well as how they interact with others. Group norms control everything from the most trivial to the most critical aspects of life. For example, at an initial meeting, some members might check messages on their smartphones when others are speaking. So basically, if somebody's speaking but somebody's checking their cell phone, do we think it's normal? Do we not think it's normal? People shouldn't check their cell phones while somebody is speaking or presenting. And that's kind of what norms are. The things that we're not expected to do, but we do it anyway, is normal. It's going to happen. Okay. Now, those 5 features of small groups is important, because if you're ever in a small group at work or just in a small group in a function or something and you're working with people, those are some of the things to kind of look out for when you are in a small group. We need to make sure that, when people are speaking, try to respect that person while they're speaking. Don't be on your cell phone, talking on your cell phones. And you want your group to be cohesive. You want your group, the people in your group, to be committed to the project as you. Because if you're committed and somebody else is not committed to the project, then that's what's going to happen. you're going to do most of the work to finish the project. And it's going to cause tension within that group, because one person or two people can cause a group to not meet their goal at the end of the day. And that is the conclusion of my speech, and I hope you guys got some out of it. Do you guys have any questions about small groups?
You can do this presentation at my work for our small group.
At your work?
Communication would be great.
But it's something you can take back with you. You can take the slides with you, and maybe incorporate that when you get back to work with your group. You know, let them know how important it is, for what things it takes for a group to work.
Do you know how true that group size statement is on, because there could be certain times where a bigger group could mean it's a lot stronger and it's a lot more spread everywhere, so yeah.
With a large group, you just got to take in consideration that the more people that's in that group could cause more problems, because you have more people. The more people you have, some people may not do their part. But with a smaller group, you can kind of come together, get each other ideas, and get through the report or whatever goal you have for the day. But with large groups, you have to be willing to accept, to listen to other people and to get their opinions without getting upset, because you are going to have more people with more ideas. Any more questions? Okay, I would like to thank all of you for being here and listening to me speak on small groups. Take the slides with you, and I hope you will use this at work if you need to, if you are in a small group or even a large group. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.